Rightio guys, as always, hope everyone has been well and welcome to another video. If you're new to the channel, my name is Mark and hello and welcome. Well yeah, as you can see there guys, just started up Corgi. It's sitting outside today under a tree. It's a bloody warm day, another warm windy day unfortunately. But we're going to go for a drive. As you can see, we just started up the car then and there's definitely still that miss. We're going to be rectifying that hopefully next Thursday, heading down to Rays to get the worn-up procedure done on it. So I can't wait till that's done because it's definitely getting quite annoying. But I thought we'll go for a quick drive, get on the road and enjoy the day. I thought today we're going to do 5 things I hate about my Mini JCW. For those that did watch the 5 things I love about my Mini JCW, what's going to happen, of course, we're going to do 5 things we hate about it. It's great. The GoPro's just fallen. Start that again, eh? Rightio. So the camera's all set up. Alright guys, so 5 things I hate about my Mini JCW. I've got to say it was hard to come up with 5 things. You know, I absolutely love this little car. It's hard to pick all the little nitty-gritty things. But when we do say 5 things I hate about it, don't take it personally. These are 5 things that, you know, I've got to live with every day, you know, daily in this car to work. And like I said, it was 5 things that were hard to come up with. Alright, so number 1 for me, one thing I have found with owning this car now for what, nearly 3.5, 4 months, is one thing I did find was the lack of a temperature gauge in the Mini. I do find it quite annoying. If you do go through the menu here on the dashboard, you can get up a temperature reading on the dashboard, but you know, it's quite vague. It doesn't, you know, sort of go into too much details of, you know, where the car is at what sort of temperature. So that's something that I thought Mini could have done a little bit better. You know, they could have put a bit more thought into it. So maybe something down the track, maybe putting an aftermarket temperature gauge in it, something that gives a little bit more detail on where the car is sitting for temp wise. So that's something for number 1 that does annoy me, the temperature gauge. All right, number 2. Number 2 would have to be the dashboard here. You've got these 2 knobs here. You've got one for the volume, for the stereo system, and then above it they've put like an identical volume or a knob, if that's what you want to call it. When I first bought the car, it used to drive me insane. I used to get quite confusing on which one was the volume, on which one was the on-off button to turn the stereo system off. So that's something that does bother me. I am getting used to it. Like I said, these are our little particular little things that sort of gets on my nerves. So definitely those 2 buttons there on the dashboard, they look quite odd. I'm not a big fan of it, but I guess it's something in time that I would have to get used to. All right, number 3. Number 3 is something that annoys me that you probably can't see, and I have heard other YouTubers complain about this. Shout out to Pete from Petrol Pet with his Mini. He mentioned it as well in regards to his driver's seat where it does move. And I've got to say, Pete, if you are listening, hello. My Mini, my JCW does do the same thing as well too. When you do get on the anchors, when you do get on the brakes, and it doesn't have to be hard, it can be just quite faint when you're braking out a set of traffic lights. I do notice that my seat does move forward and back, and it's sort of quite annoying on the back as well too when you are driving. It doesn't always do it, but it does do it. So whether that's something that I can look at, whether there's, you know, a few nuts and bolts there that can be tightened up, but at this stage it is quite annoying. So that was number 3 guys, the seat that does get on my nerves. It sort of rocks forward and back a little bit, but maybe down the track, maybe a nice set of Recaros, maybe they can fix up the situation. Right, so number 4 for me would have to be the sun visors on the JCW. Whether it's the passenger side or the driver side, they sort of seem a bit useless, completely useless to me. There's definitely gaps on the side here when you do pull it down if you're having trouble seeing because of the sun. So I guess it was a bit of a poor design from Mini or BMW, so I reckon they're pretty useless. But also another thing too that happens quite a lot on my passenger side, when my kids or my wife sort of jumps in it and they go to use that mirror. I don't use the mirror. When they use the mirror to check their makeup or whatnot, but even just if they even do pull it down, the little flap there on the mirror, when you lift it up, that turns the light on. Every time you sort of drag that visor down, the little cap on the mirror ends up falling off, so it's quite annoying. Like I said, definitely a poor design. I'm probably just thinking of maybe pulling them off, taking them off, because like I said, every time you do sort of pull them down to block out that sun, you end up with that plastic thing on your lap, so it's quite annoying. So that was number 4. All right, so number 5, guys, would have to be the inside of the car, the cabin. Now, I did say I did love the cabin. On the 5 things I do love about it, and I do love it. But just in regards to the seats here, the room factor, when the kids do jump in the back, I know it is a Mini, but I've got to admit there is hardly no room whatsoever. I'm not a tall person, and you know, there's not a great deal of room for leg room for adults and really sort of kids as well too. So I find that quite annoying. You know, I have had a small car before, the little Ford Fiesta ST, and you know, it's a very sort of similar size car, and I found that car, the footwells in the back definitely had a lot more room compared to the Mini. So that can be quite annoying. You know, I know I did opt for a 2-door car after getting rid of the Focus RS having 4 doors, and I thought, you know, it won't be too bad. There's still a little bit of leg room in there as well too. I guess the good thing is, you know, look, we don't really go away with this car. We do have a second car, a bigger car, we've got the Jeep. But, you know, sort of picking them up from school and that, and picking up their friends as well too, sort of can be a little bit annoying for the room in the back. Rightio, guys, we're going to wrap up this quick video on the 5 things I hate about my Mini JCW. Also too, guys, just in regards to the new Mini JCW, the GP model, the 2020, let me know what your thoughts are. Leave a comment down below. I think it absolutely looks beautiful. Drop us a comment, let me know. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. It does help out the channel. Give it a thumbs up, and as always, guys, catch you on the next one. See you, bye bye.